Okay. That's actually pretty easy.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved,
It's definitely
I have
Celeste.
it right here.
Definitely Celeste.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Playing the Marvel Avengers.
I found a funny joke.
Oh, go on then. We have time.
No, it's an image. It doesn't work about the image.
Oh.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
I can still smell Evie.
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
But yeah, I accidentally pressed the space bar and the tempo went up and it was just like super easy.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
Cardboard.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'd be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that?
Robo-Justice costume, huh?
It was difficult to move in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
That's correct.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Fire!
No, that's wrong.
No, you're wrong!
It's a shame we don't have to get to listen to the rest of it, but you know.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together.
You know, I don't think this is going to be a hard trial at all. I think the comic book part might be.
Yeah. As blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. Well,
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
and not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Thank you, Sakura.
what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't
You
even
can't
see
see.
your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
I'd say what he said. He can't see.
Yeah.
It'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Hello,
On
Genocide.
top of
I'll
that,
bet you.
if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because...
I got it!
You
I don't
can't
think
take it
taking
off
the
yourself.
suit was an option.
What was the third option?
I don't know. Oh. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get out of it. And that'll help. Why would we make something like No. Why would you make something like that if you can't take it off by yourself?
See, why have you changed the voice all of a sudden?
Because I feel like it's too close to Kyuriko's.
Not really. No,
Really?
you did it before. Kyoko
I
had
can't
like
remember how to do it.
a stern voice where she had like an actual girly voice.
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. Then there's a clasp on the back that keeps you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him out.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Oh, I'm fucking melting.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Right, Celeste?
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever
It doesn't look
was
like
in
it's
that
being
suit
dragged.
is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
I wouldn't say he's being dragged in that image.
Besides,
Looks like maybe he's like come up behind him and tried to get
remember
help.
The now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me.
What guy?
The Robo Justice, So that's why I decided to call him right now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
It's definitely
The
Celeste.
individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the
He's the
same.
best
It
gambler,
was Hero,
which means she's good at
without a doubt.
lying.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
You tell him,
Besides,
Kyoko.
there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Like
Instead
Celeste
of
making us
seizing
go
on
to
one
different
viewpoint,
places.
Yeah.
The truth is uncovered by analyzing things
I
from
reckon-
every angle.
Hero woke up in that suit.
Perhaps, but where
Tried
do
to
we
get
go from here?
Hifumi to help him out.
Yeah, and accidentally hit him maybe. So
No.
obviously you can't
I
see
think-
where he is.
I think, yeah, maybe. Because he
I,
can't
I,
see.
I don't think he hit him with the hammer. I reckon he hit him with his hand.
Or Celeste hit him.
Yeah, because obviously he wouldn't be able to see if he did.
Yeah.
So all he'd know is maybe she'd strike him. Who knows? We'll find out.
Let's
It's obviously
use
Celeste.
a series of
Yeah.
unfortunate events from the
It's
beginning.
gotta be.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened.
Rewind.
I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room
Excuse me,
and quickly
that's me.
came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko.
There's really not
and
much
then
to
went on
talk about,
find
is there
Hifumi
really,
in the
about during
library.
this?
He was injured, so we took him to the
I
nurse's
find it pretty
office
interesting.
and resumed our search for the suspect.
What do you
But
think?
not long after leaving the nurse's office.
So I was trying to figure out exactly how this went down.
Yeah. What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That's a rather intense scream coming from someone like you. I saw this strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and then disappeared.
and then,
Yeah.
Huh? What was that?
That came from downstairs. It must have been.
Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
at that point we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the
My
equipment
mic's in the
room.
way.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was
Hifumi's
right.
body has
Too
disappeared.
late. Shut up and listen to this.
Then we remembered
Huh?
we'd left
It's
Toko
too late.
passed
You need to
out
shut
in
up
the
and listen to this
equipment
now.
room,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we hurried back again.
You've heard it
missed that.
before. Many times. This can't be happening.
Are you listening to all this or something?
But when we got there,
Oh, to the
we
end.
discovered that now
Your voice
Taka's
kinda
body
changed.
had also
That's not
gone missing.
Stallone.
Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
And then, I'm just waiting for them to piece together that Celeste is basically the one who found everything.
Yeah.
And after some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Not really.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
You're just playing a
Okay,
game of
well-
cards.
If that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Sorry.
Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Yes.
Contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what.
This is a really good one. Monokuma Fall 3.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Okay, let's listen
I
to it all
wonder if
first.
he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
Wait.
Taka came last.
No.
What makes you say that?
Taka died
Because of
first.
the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No.
No, okay.
I would say that's. I wouldn't fire at that.
Yeah.
Shoot!
You just lost yourself a heart.
I know.
So, regarding
Thunderhead.
Taka's death,
Let's listen.
I wonder
Okay,
if
let's
he
listen to
died
more.
before Hifumi,
That's what I was
or
doing.
perhaps it was
I know.
And you
after.
fired.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
It's the order one, I think.
Yeah.
It says what order.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
No?
Wait, what's the other option?
Shoot!
The hammers?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the
You
numbering of the
fired.
Justice Hammers.
No, you didn't fire on that
It's
one, did
true
you?
that Hifumi
I
was
did.
killed with Justice Hammer 3,
Was it?
while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
Maybe it's
So
the wrong bullet.
obvious Taka came after.
That's the only one I've got.
Right, it's not coming up on either one.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Okay, let's have a look at the
I
pink
wonder
text
if
as well.
he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We already
Okay,
know
related.
what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Okay, I'll try for
Makes you
this
say
one.
that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, okay.
You fired at that one already.
Yeah, because that means I've taken both then.
Shoot!
That's what I was testing it for.
So, regarding Taka's
Yeah,
death,
let's have a look at the pink text.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after.
We
Are they
already
really
know
related?
what order they were killed in.
What's it mean?
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
The numbering
Because
of
of
the
the
hammers?
numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Now that you mention
It's
it.
true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
What do you think, Tom?
No clue. We've only got two options because you only got one bullet. What is
So,
that file anyway?
Regarding Taka's death, I
The victim, Infumi, and
Scroll down, I'll look that up.
I don't think I can. That's
Oh.
it. The cause of death was a blow to the head. Thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. Yeah, okay. If it had that, then yeah.
or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in.
No, pink, you can't.
Taka came last.
You can't really fight
makes
it.
you
Think
say
text. So they're meant to be just there for
Because of the numbering
to
of the
destroy your
Justice
timing.
Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I don't know.
There's only 2 options, and we've done both.
Yeah.
They've cost the parts. So, I'm not getting it.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering
Don't
of the
fire them,
Justice
they're doing nothing.
Hammers.
They're giving me
It's
seconds.
true that Hifumi was
Oh,
killed
there.
with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See?
I don't know.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
Maybe I can shoot at the pink text.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Don't you have other bullets? Other types of bullets?
Don't
I mean,
think so.
like, other types.
So,
Because this is saying it's the
regarding
numbering.
Taka's death,
Have you got? I swear you have other types of bullets, don't you?
I wonder,
Because this is saying it's not.
or
It's
perhaps
absorb
it was
bullets.
after?
We already
What the
know
heck's an
what
absorb
order
bullet?
they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Hold on. Let me figure out how to get the absorb bullet.
It's the same as the fire button, but you have to hold the button as you reticle hovers over the statement you want to memorize.
What's our truth bullet flashback?
Oh, absorb bullet.
There's no such thing as a there's nothing called as an absorb bullet.
Oh, this says it is.
If you target a weak spot on a, then hold down the left mouse button. You can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument. These flashback bullets will disappear as soon as used and switch. Okay. How do I actually get it though? Left mouse button.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious
See?
Taka came after.
Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
No,
There you go.
it's wrong.
I forgot about that. They
What?
keep adding things, so it's
Hold
just
on.
like
There's
You're
no
welcome.
reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
yeah, they
If
just keep
anything,
adding things each
That's just
time.
another
So I'm
way
just
the
like,
killer tried to disguise their actions.
yeah, you know.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Tak was killed before Hifumi. Well, Hifumi was alive, wasn't he?
Mm.
There's something that relates to what time he must have died. The wristwatch.
Oh no. Yeah.
Wristwatch, wristwatch, the wristwatch.
W-A...
S. W.
Oh,
Dumbass.
I forgot how to spell them in order. What?
It's Makoto,
It's
guys!
Makoto! Time for you to die!
I don't know why, just constantly Makoto.
It's stupid, isn't it?
If you just come up with game over.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, because I'm working with someone who's very illiterate.
Sorry.
I can't spell.
I forgot it was in order. It's been a while.
I was saying in order, that's why I was saying the letters for you. You're just ignoring me and firing at anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you tell me the letters?
I can't see it, can I? Maybe it's I first. I and then S. W. A. C. Oh, it's gone. There. H. Oh, you fired it too, I think.
I got
You
it.
fired it two at the same time then.
Oh well.
That's why it got like a no.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch.
I think two C's went on the same one.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
It was fine. Oh, not again. We've done this. We've done this one.
Yeah, we did it last episode. Check it out.
And like, God knows how many
so
episodes
if it
before.
wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Yeah.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Yes.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us.
Yes.
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Celeste, you tricky bitch.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong
And who
assumption.
deals with numbers? Gamblers.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That
Tina,
may
I
be
knew it
true
was you.
in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Then there's again, not again. Goddamn flashbacks.
When we heard Hifumi scream,
You're over Vietnam once and you just can't stop.
except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Yes.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
I mean, you are.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
Apart from Celeste.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Wait, didn't she say she left
Well, don't forget,
at
I
one
was
point?
passed out in the equipment room the whole
I don't
time.
think so.
So when they went to the bathroom, she said she left her for a few seconds and went
Then what
back.
Genocide Jill
It was
did?
gone.
She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they
Kyoko?
most certainly could have done those things.
I love Celeste's accent.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Yes.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched
This is where it
everywhere,
gets all put
but we
together, I
couldn't
think.
figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Ugh. We couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, because she wouldn't have had to move him if he'd already fucking just wandered off.
Yeah. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time.
He moved himself.
It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to
But he
carry
walked.
that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Oh, yes,
What?
I've been wanting to learn this.
How?
If the dead body were
Told
to
ya.
move itself.
Fucking told ya.
We've been saying this for how long?
Dead body moved on its own?
He wasn't dead. We know he wasn't dead because she spoke to him.
Go!
Ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is... We thought Hifumi was
dead.
dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yes.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Fumi was still alive. Is it really possible?
You saw it with your own eyes?
Yes, I know we did.
No, I'm on about him.
And now?
And Hina. Welcome with what?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the
Hey, I'm not
nurse's
gonna shoot.
office, there's
Although-
a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
I am gonna get
Hifumi
the
was
things
dead,
though.
without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Yeah, there we go. Taka. Broken wristwatch.
I'm not sure if it is the broken wristwatch that we're meant to be shooting. So,
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
So
And you know
she's
that
definitely
how?
thinking he's dead. It's
Surely
definitely,
you
it's
heard
obviously
the body
her.
discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
It's another absorb bullet, apparently.
Okay, so I was right then.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still
No, not that. No.
alive?
No, it is impossible.
I mean, I don't fire
Hifumi was
at that
dead,
one.
without a doubt.
And you know that how?
We'll just skip it. Then.
Surely you heard the body discovery
And it's a dead body has been
announcement along
found.
with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Bang.
And that
yeah.
is
Oh.
why the announcement was made.
That's the one I
Are
copy,
we
yeah?
really so sure about that?
I
Maybe the
believe.
announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
You know, I think you fire at that one as well. Also, you get
Okay.
that
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
Are you saying that when we first found
I
Hifumi
wish I
in the
remembered how
nurse's
to, like,
office, there's a
speed up.
chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been
Absorb
found,
that, yeah.
and that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to
Slow.
signal someone else's discovery.
Or maybe you have to put.
Shoot!
No, my heart. Maybe it's the first one
Are
then?
you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No,
Yeah, it's the second one you definitely fire at them. The dead body is
Hifumi
found
was
one.
dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's
Dead body had been found.
What? What have you got to absorb? You got to absorb something.
Shoot!
I'm confused, Alex.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
I don't know.
there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
Definitely absorb bullets.
Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found
Yeah,
Hifumi
try
in the
firing that
nurse's
one at the-
office,
The dead
Yeah.
body is
there's a
found more.
chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body
Yeah.
had been found.
That makes
There we
sense.
go.
No, that's wrong.
It's alright, I didn't think it would work because,
Yeah, it'd been the last sort of thing
yeah.
said. Yeah, that's what I
Was the
thought.
body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking
did.
if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means...
Wasn't
even
it
if we find
mentioned
the
later
same
on
body
when we found him
again later,
again?
he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
There we go. The second
body was discovered announcement. Sorry, I was too busy fascinating you banging. What's he doing?
I'm sorry, my mic out because it keeps dropping. And I feel like it's just gonna fall out.
The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when... just after Fumi came back to life, wasn't it? Was it? Must have
Are
been the
you
first one then.
sure about that? I think I'm really hard to remember.
It's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we rediscovered.
Shoot! I got it!
When Toko was found
We
unconscious,
heard
yes.
it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Monokuma.
Yeah, we've done this.
Okay, so you don't want to do any flashbacks then?
Look, we've been going for this trial for fucking ages.
It's been an hour.
At the time.
Exactly, my eyes are falling asleep as it
Monokuma
is.
just told us, doesn't
Damn,
it?
it's you falling asleep and not me.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Bada bing, bada boom.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
It's definitely her. But the
But
fact that
honestly,
she's like
I do not
ignoring
think
everything.
there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Spoke?
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body.
He spoke. Literally simple speaking. He went.
Then it should
What was his
become
words he
clear
said?
whether he was really alive or not.
It was Hero.
Yeah, he said here and then
This
it
whole
died.
thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows he was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Yes, I reckon he was saying hero to let us know he was in the
Yeah.
suit.
Infumi's
Let's try and-
glasses.
Like he wanted us to help him get out
Well,
of it.
here's one thing we
Yes,
do know.
Infumi's glasses.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the
Ah,
next
fuck.
time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it
Was positioned.
No.
there
Oh.
was no notable difference.
Yeah. Good lad.
No, that's wrong.
Almost fucked up there.
Almost.
I was like, that makes no sense to why would you fire your glasses at
There was
positioning.
one clear difference between Hifumi and the nurse's office and the repository.
Danganronpa's just
His
went out.
glasses.
Episode
That
38.
fact alone proves that he was only playing
Guys, I don't know
dead
we've
in
been
the
recording this
beginning.
episode.
Yeah, it's now 2 o'clock. We did
Perhaps
start
you'd like
early
to fill
today.
the rest of us in?
Plus, at least the next few episodes again after this is
When
going to
we
be
found Hifumi
quite
in the
chill.
nurse's office, his
Normal.
glasses were covered with blood.
Yeah.
But when we found him again later in the repository,
You know, I'm
They were
surprised this Mimikyu
spotless.
mask doesn't smell. They normally do, don't
And
they?
I found the item he used to wipe them
I don't know.
clean in the nurse's office trash can.
It's actually pretty decent quality as well. Super soft.
The evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was that. Oh, there you go.
I got it!
I got it!
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the
Actually, it was
bloodstain on the
anime,
cloth
not
should make things
cartoon.
clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yeah.
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone
Nerds!
Hifumi would have brought
Fucking
something
weeb!
like this to school.
Fucking know-it-all!
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
Toko.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no
I use my
question.
t-shirt or a
It
glasses
belonged to
cloth.
Hifumi.
Depends what I've got on my hand.
T-shirt.
So
for me.
what you're saying is...
Occasional shorts if I'm wearing
What I'm
shorts.
saying is,
Depends
the
what
blood on
fabric
his
as well.
glasses was
Yeah.
wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's
I mean,
a
make
good
a point.
Yeah, fuck Celeste.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
I would.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for
Ah.
emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere!
So he just dumped it
He got
everywhere.
crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi
Pretty
was
small.
still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi.
Yeah.
I got it! It could only
Huh.
have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Then why was Celeste like trying to
Me
like
and Sakura headed for
say the
repository.
trolley wasn't in there if she didn't
But
move
when
it
we
anyway?
got there, the door was locked.
I don't know.
Bit of a weird self-defense, isn't
repository
it?
door
It sort of
can only
shows
be
that you're
locked
guilty
from
if
the
you're trying to
inside.
defend anything you can.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Himself,
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But
Oh.
that means he took part in the murders.
I didn't see that coming.
Just can't believe it.
I just assumed he was barely alive. I didn't realise he was
Would
actually
you
full
like
on
me to show
alive.
you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement
is
has yet
Celeste
to be
then?
revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Right,
Yes.
so I wonder if obviously they duffed in Taka and fucking Thingy found him, and they obviously not. They basically stuff the suit on him as obviously. Oh no, actually, they put the suit on him as evidence, so he basically be fucked up.
Yeah.
So they blame him. And he came back. He woke up and attacked him to stop him.
Or they framed
That's
it.
right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his
Underwear?
Yes, his pants.
Hey, well, forget about the
yes.
pants for
His
now.
pants.
Take a look at what the note says.
I definitely think it means his underwear.
Yeah.
For the fact of how that his face was like, yeah, let's just forget about that little detail and let's just move on, shall we? I definitely feel like
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to
full
go.
wide.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1
That's so they
a.m.
can get the outfit on him
Yeah.
quickly
And this note
and set it all
isn't the
up.
same one Hero got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hero. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants.
Taka, yeah.
Got it!
I'm assuming Hifumi wanted to get
That's
Taka out the way.
Taka!
Yeah. So he could
The
have all
killer
three girls
used
with
this
him.
Yeah.
note to draw
And
out
then got
Taka and
Celeste to
murder
help
him.
him out.
And Celeste betrayed him.
Over
Yeah.
here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So
Yeah.
whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Damn, she's got better nicknames than we do.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin
Really?
it every time?
Chumbawamba? That's a famous name for us.
Yeah, I
Better
know.
than you can
True.
puff fucking
Huffy.
whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, just fuck it, just click it. I missed the first bit because I was too
Yeah.
busy saying how
It
better
was
of a
an
nickname
auto
we
as
had.
well, to be honest. Oh my god, no. I've got 3?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time
Let's
did
see
it
the
say
bullets.
to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time
I think it's
doesn't
that one.
matter.
It does matter
The
though.
note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yeah, I think it's that one. I'm gonna fire on there with the watch.
Huffy had the note, right?
So the other ones
Then
don't
the
make
person
sense.
it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong!
Stop!
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
I've got to say, I think this is my favourite trial so far.
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was
Actually, no,
murdered.
the second one was my favourite.
We've already proven that
And this
using
one.
his
The
wristwatch.
first one was just basically given to us anyway.
But there's
Yeah.
more. Look where the note says to
So it's
meet.
the second one, really. Both already just given to us.
The equipment room, right?
This one's the one we just like no clue. 'Cause neither of us suspected
Taka was
Hifumi.
killed.
None of us thought that Hifumi was involved.
So,
We just thought he was
Taka
another
was
victim.
murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then
Oh, that
someone
moon
used that note to
makes it
trick
even better.
Taka.
That background of her
Just
head.
the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they'd found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
In Taka's hands. So he tried to rip it out of his
Most
hands.
likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Ripped note. Where you at? Yeah.
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
Yeah.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Yes.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact,
I take it he probably opened the door and fucking Celeste bashed him one.
fact,
Yeah.
he's still alive.
Because there was a hammer that was
Sorry,
cleaned.
No.
Yeah. I take it he let her in just to let her know what everything was going on. And she grabbed the hammer and just
Hifumi
bashed
was
him.
truly
Yeah.
and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then,
I think we've figured it out.
who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind. The
And
true
the true killer.
He was killed
I've lost
in the
another character, Tom.
repository. So he must have been killed not long after
Well, so did I.
transporting Taka's body.
Huh?
Oh, you mean in terms of the ending?
So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
must have been killed after
I'd love to know
Taka's
how
body
she's gonna die.
vanished, but before we found both bodies
Oh,
in the
wait.
Doesn't have to throw cards at her
During
like
that
fucking
time,
Gambit
we
out
all
of
split
X-Men.
up and we're searching for Taka's
You
missing
mean
body.
Monokuma?
In other words, during
Monokuma
that
gonna throw
time,
cards like Gambit
none
of
of us
X-Men.
have alibis.
Wait.
Or
but
just
he and
drain her in
Sakura were
poker chips.
together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
What is he calling him?
Walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
You'll be down to 3, but I'll be down to 4
'Cause, I
main
mean,
characters.
According
Just
to the
Monokuma, I think
Monokuma
that's that'd be
file,
5.
the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was
That's soon enough,
almost
Alex.
the
It's been me
same,
talking to
with
myself.
them having similar
Yeah, and I'm just gonna be like,
fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed
I
in the
have the
repository,
answer for you,
Culprit would
hero.
have had to grab one of the hammers,
Hero.
kill Hifumi,
Hero.
and put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah!
Boy,
It's
man.
packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't
Hell
understand it either.
yeah.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers?
I know the answer.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
I know the
So
answer.
which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Neither.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I know the answer.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then,
Big yawns.
what was used to kill Hifumi?
A wire. I know.
Fucking slam him with a hammer. Hammer, hammer, hammer.
Makoto, I know. You fucking moron. Fuck this hammer. See? Right there in the truth pudding section of your handbook.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about
Boom,
to
boom, boom!
No.
Huh? It's not just Hammer 5 though, so it would make sense if it was that one.
Shoot!
Let's do it all first.
I mean, that is literally could be an answer.
Yeah.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Or
Maybe
Justice
Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one
Uncle
thing we
Crinkle.
have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
You know what to
one
do.
thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice
Wait, that one then.
Hammers.
That one should work then.
No.
See, either one would work.
Yeah.
Either that or the other one I said. Both technically work.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
It was a clean hammer.
But seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
That did not get picked up and I'm so happy.
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Ones
and
that are
even
missing.
some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
And painted over them, yes.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Well, he's not gonna fucking kid himself,
The way
is
the
he?
graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
That's why you would
So
kill
the
him.
idea that anyone would work
Then you get
together
the
like
credit.
that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
It's definitely her. She's trying to dodge the subject so much. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but
I think I've got an absorb.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies
missed
if
it.
there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the
I'm
rules
gonna copy
that
the
have been
last
laid
one
out
and
for
use it
us,
on that one.
even if more than one person is
Okay.
complicit in the murder,
yeah.
only the one who
Yeah.
actually
Copy
carried
two
out the
murders
act
and hit
can
impossible.
graduate
Yeah, I
and
know.
survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the
I honestly
rule was
thought it worked
explained
out
to
so
us.
like
But that only
if it
really applies
resets
if
you
there's
can't
one
use
murder,
it.
right?
But I guess.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been
I
laid
wonder how
out
many
for
times we've
us,
listened to like the same
even
thing
if
over and
more
over
than
again.
one person is complicit
No.
in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive, assuming the rule holds true.
No,
Assuming
it's
the
not.
rules hold true.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Yes.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were
Celeste
some
had alter
potential
ego.
mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents.
Damn.
And it only looked like one person because
Give me
that's how
Fumi, I
the true
thought you
killer
were better,
designed
man.
it to look. A
Didn't you?
single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime,
Not very bright.
disappearing bodies. By creating
But
one seamless
I
set of
wanted the
circumstances,
Judy princess,
they made it
pretty
look like
princess
one
Piggy.
person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
It's not
Which,
it's not
if
rule,
true,
really.
means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
And who's good at lying?
Awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
It is.
The efforts made to convince us the 2 murders were the same. That's the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents.
Mm-hmm.
Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Food Killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
Yes.
Me! It's me!
Yep.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
What?
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yep.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Yeah, that is
Just to
pretty
be
sad from
clear,
that point.
there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Imagine from that point, she's taking her
Yes.
shoulder, starts throttling him,
Throughout
she's
the
right next to him.
investigation,
What
there
do you
was
say?
behavior that was common
This
only to
thing
the
is not
two
just
of
for
you.
pointing. Stabs him in the
Considering
neck.
what we've learned so far, it only
mean,
further
technically, she
proves
didn't
that
break
the
the
two
rule.
of you were working together.
Only one murder happened to her by her.
Well, you can murder 2 people and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean she killed him right now?
Yeah.
Uh,
What is that only Fumi and Celeste had in common?
the suspicious individual, isn't it?
The screaming.
Screaming. Oh, yeah. No. See, it was mine. I told ya.
Okay.
Shoot!
Individual.
I embarrassed myself.
No one else saw it, did they?
No.
Apart from them 2.
I got it!
You're
The
right.
behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious
What
individual
can I
in the
say
suit.
except
doesn't it?
you're welcome?
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
So for all they know,
Sorry.
he was
As
unconscious
he
in the
said,
suit,
only
and they just
Celeste
posed
and
pictures of him.
Hifumi ever laid eyes
Yeah,
on
that's
the
what I said.
costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Perfect.
And not
next
too
week.
long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
What are you saying? No. Yeah.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the 3rd floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Robo Justice, Robo Justice, Robo Justice.
I saw
Time!
a suspicious
This is
individual.
individual.
I saw the strange man. He ran off when I screamed, but I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway. Oh no.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Hifumi, no. Oh, why him? Poor Hifumi. Oh no. Oh, send it to dirtbag, so it's fine.
Why did both my characters kill?
It was to get us to divide into 2
Cause
groups.
they are
So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Yes, lit up.
But we knew it was her before we even started. Like any of this. Like, Agambers, of course, is going to take the risk.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream
I'm starting
that
to
could have
like
carried across
Byakuya.
the sea?
Is that bad?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Only Celeste checked him.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You
I'm making
wanted to
one
make
believe.
sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Mm-hmm. You're waiting for a parcel.
I don't
No, my
believe
ass went to
it.
sleep.
Oh.
Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste
Well,
when
it's done enough
Fumi's
to wake
body
it up.
disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so
I've been sat there for ages, and it's just gone.
Wait,
Wakey, wakey.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, sure you don't, bitch.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't
Messed
even
with
catch it
my
myself when
paycheck,
you first
and I'm going to
said it,
report
but
you to the highest authority of them all,
looking
King
back, I can say
Neptune.
that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must have really doing this.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first
Yeah,
to
that's
discover
what-
Taka's body in the
That's
equipment
what I said.
room.
I said that, didn't I? I said,
Then
hey,
Makoto
Sheena, Taka's
showed up
dead.
and told
And
us
you were like,
Hifumi
oh,
had
maybe
been
they just
killed.
told her.
So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
Yeah.
Oh,
The entire time we were together, none of us said anything about
Okay.
Taka being dead.
Oh, dude.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
It means
You
she
hear
did the
that,
killings.
Celeste? Everyone's having some
Ing.
trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
You said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to?
Alluding to. Alluding to. Come on, not Monokuma Part 3.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
So us
We are
or...
going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I don't know.
Those guys.
Yeah.
I say you hover over those.
All I
Yeah, forever.
said was,
I was trying to take those guys,
they
but I
must
missed
really
it.
be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I
No,
said.
we did it wrong.
Oh,
And that's all it takes to finish this.
What do you mean?
It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's
You need to get that
comment?
one. That one, that one. Absorb it. Ah, you bastard.
you pointed it out too slow.
All I said was,
Go into this, you have to absorb that and fire at those
they must
guys.
really be enjoying this.
How do I
Enjoying
speed up?
the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
To
They must be
speed up.
positively elated. We
Oh
are all
my
going to die. We are going to
Dun,
die.
dun.
Just like, and that is all.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
It's the control button.
All I
Don't worry, that's the
was
last.
they
That's the last
must be
absorb one.
enjoying the
Next
sight
to
of
a
us
truth bullets.
Standing around, Friday must be positively elate. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those.
Just
No,
like those.
that's wrong.
I feel bad for cheating, but not really cheating. You know.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said.
You're not cheating.
just
I'm just
like
telling you.
those guys
I'm
died.
the one cheating.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
And again, walkthroughs are always good when you're struggling.
Exactly.
And the fact that we've been doing this for ages, don't want your videos to be like 2 hours long. You know what I mean? You're just going, what the fuck's going on? We don't know. It's not
There was
working.
never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
Don't worry, I won't cheat
So
on
how
the
did you know, Celeste?
images unless
How
we have
did
no
you know
choice.
more than one
Like
person
last
had been
time.
killed?
Yeah, when it just
And
would
how
not
did you
make
know
sense
they
at
were
all.
both guys? Because
I find it
Kyoko
weird
had
they did that
also
thingy bit
disappeared,
first,
right?
the annoying
she
bit. I
could
find
have
that
been
weird
dead
that
too.
early on instead of at the
Yeah.
end. It's usually at the end.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Fuck
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Well, you can set up
It has
pictures,
to be
love.
some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No,
you go there.
There is no other explanation.
For explanations. It wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Fumi away,
He looks like he's slumped up against the wall.
or just like on his back. The only other possibility is, yes, I'd say that one. Like he's trying to get him out of there. He's trying to drag him out of
The
there.
suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibilities.
From that face, you know it's her. Because
Yeah.
why would you react like, oh shit?
The one being dragged off in that picture.
Because that's
isn't
not
Hifumi,
screaming. It's
but the
it's
person
sweat
in
and
the
everything of him
robot
trying to drag him.
Yeah.
The heavy
We've
is.
simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
Oh, I'm about to lose my pillows.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh, go psycho.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it?
Ridiculous.
I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate
Oh.
you.
The last thing she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
One way to find out. I think this trial is long, damn.
We've got two more from what I was telling in terms of bullets. The costume. We played the best bet of firing, I'm assuming. For the fact
Me up
that
in that suit after I passed out.
uh,
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
you can't
tried
bend
to
down,
make me
can you?
look like the bad guy.
You won't be able to drag.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Costume she can't bend down.
Idiot is the culprit
Okay.
after all.
No
Is that
way.
one for it there?
Yeah.
Because you can't bend down, didn't it?
You dressed me up in that, then you just dragged me across. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
No.
No, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong. Check out my moves.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You can't bend down in it. Ha ha. Get
That's right.
love.
They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I
How's
think
to
the
make it
suit
look
was
like-
designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Oh, I'm right there.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
You weren't guilty. Why would you act like that?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
It was when he said,
Yeah.
hero. I still reckon he was trying to tell him he was in the costume to help him. Like he knew, because obviously he was trying to.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Or he was just like, you know
He
what?
said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Maybe he was trying to say
What the hell are you
innocent.
talking about?
He
I'll
died before he
burn
said it.
alive.
I'll burn you
Hiro,
alive.
What do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi
Again,
used to talk
would an
to us.
innocent person be saying, if
How
you're
did
gonna
he
send me out, I will
refer to
burn
each
you
of us?
alive? Oh. Did he say people? Yeah.
That's right.
Mr.
Our
Men,
last
you always
names.
calls me by my last
He
name,
called
didn't
us
he?
all by our last names.
Mr. Nagami.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Miyagi.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he
What's
must have
the-
run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
Celeste's last name must be similar to
But
Hero.
the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just
Yes.
say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Yes.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
So dark outside today.
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it.
Make your argument. E-handbook. It's gotta be the e-handbook.
Good boy. Does that make sense?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
Was it so dead?
How long do you
I don't
plan
know.
to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way
Yeah,
to
bang, 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 bang that, bang that.
No, that's wrong.
I know, I was just getting the extra seconds just in case.
That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma
The handbook
told us all about
was
it
helped us
before.
last time, it'll help us this time.
Yep, we get, yeah.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Yeah.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Guys, the privacy just to open your book
Celeste.
and just to show us your name.
Can
Yeah,
you
erase
please
the privacy,
just tell us
love.
what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again.
Yeah,
From the
this is
beginning.
the last bit now.
And shed light on all your crimes.
Okay.
Finally.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
It's go time, Celeste. Bring it on. Closing argument. Oh, what the fuck is Hey. Why is that there?
I don't know.
Okay, not that one, not that one.
Maybe-
not that one.
Maybe the normal time. Go back. The clock. There's the time he was meant to be there.
That's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, there's the time he's meant to have been there. Oh, no, it was thing. He was there 1 o'clock normally. I mean, I'm sort of guessing from that look, that's meant to be what's his name. That's meant to be the first one to die.
Crisps?
No, I wouldn't say so. Would you pick? Let's go through the other ones and then go back. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock would be that time, maybe for that one, Act 2. That's when he was meant to show up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The hammer, the normal, there, hammer 2. I reckon he was struck with hammer 2.
No.
Oh no, he's been smothered actually. Yeah, there. Keep going. Picture, camera. That one, yeah. Next one over. His watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the watch, that one. bang.
What number was it?
4. 4 killed him. Then we came into picture. Found him unconscious. No,
Library, so...
Go ahead, keep going. We'll go back to some of these.
Yeah. I love these images.
Hammer free, maybe. Put himself down the floor with hammer free.
Yeah.
Oh, that should be an easy one because there's an image of him pulling something. Go back up. There. Come on, we haven't got much.
Oh shit. Steam hammer. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are the images left? What images we got left in terms of at the bottom?
That one?
Ignore. Yeah, there's not nothing to do. That one is dead thing.
That one. Then these.
I think that ball's nothing to do with it.
I think so.
That's from the first case.
Yeah.
I reckon it's go back. Look, back on the images. I reckon it could. It's one of these two, I reckon. Go back to the start, first few images. Like the back. The one we missed first.
I feel like that might be the packet.
Go on.
Huh?
I don't know, I feel like it could be that one, the one when he's looking. He's looking really funky, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to fully confirm just like ones that we are definitely so we don't have to go through it again.
Yeah, sure.
We don't have to go multiple times. Cause how long have we been in this one for already?
This is just coming up to 2 hours.
I'm assuming you're going to cut that down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be cutting this into 2 parts. Well, 2 parts anyway.
Okay. The face, yeah, that's right. The clock, that's right. The head, that's right. Camera, that's right. The watch, that's right. So we got those right. Hammer 4, the bloody hammer 4, that's right. Hammer 2, well done, Alex. Just hammer 3, bloody. Yeah, well done, we got that. Pushing the dolly. Bloody hammer 8 number. Yes! Yeah, beautiful bastard, we did it!
The killer is
Did
you.
Is that right?
Let's actually watch it as well.
The killer
Right,
persuaded
keep
someone
going
to
back
help
and forth.
carry
Yeah.
out the murder. And that person was...
I should just that more often, like, just double check that we got it right.
Yeah.
Like, if I won't like tell you the answer, you get it. If it's like, I say if it's wrong, then you do it
with
yourself,
an
fix it.
accomplice. The killer was
That's good.
able to execute a number
Well
of
done.
otherwise
Did it?
impossible
Thank you,
schemes.
thank you.
Can't even got it all right. Well, good call on the Justice Hammer.
I was just like,
the blank one.
I was just like, I'm pretty sure he died to Justice Hammer too.
First, they convinced
Bob
someone
got
to
hit
meet
with
them
it.
in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
It's a good idea as well, going through them and then it's like
Yeah.
missing
That
some if you
someone
need them,
they
and then go
met
back.
with was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
They use chloroform. Them to look this skull.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero.
I think
When they
think
were
this-
done
this
with him,
trial has been
they
actually really
shoved
good.
him, still unconscious,
It's
into
very
the
long,
room
I'll
of
tell you
the
that
law.
much.
Huh?
It's been really long, I'll tell you that much.
It's made us really think about it, though.
And then finally, at
Yeah,
6
she doesn't just give it to us, that's
they
why.
moved into the
Exactly.
Let's actually
murder
work
phase of their
out stuff,
plan.
not just like get given a
They
name
called
and then get
Taka
given
to
a
the
fucking
equipment room.
on its imposter.
And that's where
I just can't believe they built
making it the
him up
scene
out
of
of
the
nowhere.
first
This
I know.
like, other alternate personality and just kill him off like that. That come out of
The
nowhere.
murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create
feel like they definitely
confusion
chose,
about the order of the crimes.
Hero, because he's dumb.
Yeah. Well, because he's had literally nothing
So,
to do with the other ones.
Next, they falsified
Yeah.
2 more
Well, I reckon it's because how
assault
dumb he is. He's
incidents.
proven he's not
For
the
these
brightest of
attacks,
people.
the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify
Also, as well,
Robo
because we
Justice
don't know
as
much
the
about
suspect.
him.
The
Really?
first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the
Oh,
suspect
sneaky,
based on
sneaky,
that.
trappy,
But
trappy.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3
I like how they
and
basically
turned the
made him
room
a
into a
ball.
crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile,
Oh,
the other
Sakura
group that
looks
had been out
awesome.
searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Does she not?
So when we heard the body
I knew it looked quite
discovery
cool.
I
announcement,
do.
we naturally
Apart from the greyed out
assumed it was
one.
for Hifumi.
Yes, it suits Celeste.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the
I'd
chance he
love to
was
know where
waiting for.
Kyoko was.
This
though.
time, he snuck into
Yeah,
the
it's not
equipment
been
room.
explained, has it?
Hmm.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. Even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Anime complete.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it?
Heavy
You're
around
the
my
killer?
neck, making me choke, making me not
Listen
breathe.
to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg.
Actually,
Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Keiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Voice has changed.
Interesting.
There's clearly an act there.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
Way! Boom,
Us.
boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room.
Oh no. Don't even think about it.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?